Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Spearfishing the Shallows. And I'm out here, and this is all shot before I hurt my knee. So I'm out here with my gun, and as soon as I jump in, I notice that the viz is kind of weird. And I was wondering, like, oh, I know what it is, because it was pretty calm, and when it's calm and the sun is out, you get this algae forming. And the suck thing about that is that also is when all the little jellyfish come out. But I'm just happy to be out here. You can see all the particles in the water. So I'm loading up my gun and I'm going to swim out and try to get some dinner. I'm looking for just one or two fish on this dive. Check that out. Look at all the debris in the water. You would think that, oh, maybe that's kind of good and all the fish would come out for it, but Uh, it's not as fishy as it normally is. I'm wondering if it has to do with the temperature of the water as well. As the water gets warmer. So I'm trying to swim out past this, but it's almost like never ending. So I'm just swimming straight out from shore. I'm headed toward that boulder field over there, but check it out. All that debris. So I'm just relaxing and breathing up. And what I do here is when I'm swimming out, I'm doing my breath hold routine as I'm swimming. So pretty much what I do when I this the same pattern when I do my apnea walks when I'm training. Long, slow inhales and then same with exhales. There's a ooh down there, but I can feel my heart rate lower, so I'm feeling pretty good at this point. And it's that practice on land that's really helpful. Just get into the same routine, and I do it the same for martial arts training. That's how I warm up. Same breath hold routine, or I should say breathing routine. Long, deep inhales with my mouth and exhales through my mouth. So I'm gonna make my first drop here. So I'm all uh, oxygenated while I'm moving, and that's kind of like the key. And you can see once you break through that top, the viz gets much better. There's a small Moana Kali there. Check that guy out. Nothing worth pulling the trigger. I turn to my right, and that's where some of the fish are. There's some Nenui and King Koles there. But pretty good for the first drop. So I'm here in the exact same area. And after I did a breathe up, really quick breathe up, I make my drop. So I'm dropping where in the previous one, when I made my first drop, to the right. And it looks pretty fishy here. Bunch of different surgeonfish. There's an umomole there, small munus, nai, king coles. Deciding what I'm gonna take, and I'm trying to make efficient use of the drop. This is like a perfect 3-prong drop, but I have my gun here, so I decide I'm gonna try to take one of the big king coles. So I swing my gun around, take the shot, got him. Nice headshot. Got one for the kui. Bring this guy up. And you notice, like somebody asked, "Oh, why don't you use a reel for your gun?" I'm really not into it. My friend gave me one. Uh, I'm super paranoid about all the line, and I dive really shallow, so it's all good for me. I got caught in the line once, and so I'm really paranoid about the line. But you can see the shot there, nice headshot. I'm gonna brain it still yet, and put it on the kui. And as I'm doing this, I'm getting stung by the jellyfish in my neck, and it feels like just like little, something like pinching you. But the bummer thing about it is, it gets super itchy afterwards because I'm not wearing I don't wear a wetsuit, and especially not one with a hood, which I should because I'm my head is shaved. So one for the kui. I'm gonna see if I can try to get one more. So since I'm only looking for one more fish, I decide to swim in to pretty much where I jumped in, and that's the boulder field there. So I make a drop, head to the bottom. As I level off, I look up. There's a kala over there, a small one. A whole bunch of my koikos would have been perfect for my three prong. So the surge is pushing me in, and I'm just riding it, seeing what's around. It's really shallow here. I'm looking toward the boulder field, and I see this Ninui coming in. So I'm tracking it and waiting for it to clear the rock, and it starts to feed on the rock. And I'm looking for just when it goes on the above it. I take the shot and I skip the spear right off the top of the boulder. Get a good shot. Have a nice size Ninui, the exact size that I like to get for steaming. So I'm gonna bring this guy up and put it on the kui. So that's going to be pretty much it for me on this dive. I'm going to start, once I get it on the kui, I'm going to start heading back in. Pretty happy with this dive. Two shots, two fish, and we got dinner. Well, that was a really fun dive. Wasn't in the water for very long. Took two shots, got two fish, one king kole and one nenui. And this is pretty much where I shot the nenui. So I'm just going to head on in. And the viz wasn't the greatest, but the viz didn't really bother me. It's all the little jellyfish stinging my neck and head and stuff, but that's what I get for not wearing a full wetsuit. But it's part of the adventure. So there's this little ledge here where I can put my foot on, climb up, and made it back safe and sound. So it was a really fun dive. Gonna go home, relax, clean up, and start to prepare dinner. Really grateful for this dive and for the two fish. And what we'll do is, I think we'll follow up this video and see you in the kitchen.
So now we're at home and we're going to prepare the ninui. So I'm going to pat it dry with my paper towel. And then we're going to do our usual um, slice the cross hatches. But first, since it's a big size ninui, it won't fit in our steamer basket. So I'm going to cut the head off. So we'll do that first. And then we're going to cut our uh, cross hatches. Let me clean out the inside a little bit. The inside has, in the cavity, there's this black film, so I'm just kind of wiping it off. Okay, resume with our crosshatch. So as you know, we cut our crosshatch so that the fish doesn't curl up, and also so that we can put our seasoning into the meat. So we're gonna cut it, and we're gonna do this on both sides of the fish. And then we're gonna start with our salt. This is Alai salt, the orangey reddish Hawaiian salt. So we're gonna sprinkle it on, and a little goes a long way with Hawaiian salt. So we're gonna sprinkle it and push it into the crosshatch cuts that we made. So the seasoning gets into the meat itself and into the cavity. And then we're going to put some um, pepper. Just salt and pepper is what we use most of the time. So we're going to do this on both sides, of course. And in the meantime, I have my pot on the stove, and I'm going to put some water in it, and we're going to sprinkle some ground ginger and also some garlic powder. So we're infusing this into the water so that when it steams, it goes into the fish. So let's take a look. You can see how much I put in there. You can adjust the amount you put in. And then we're going to put our steamer basket bottom on. I've already oiled it so the fish doesn't stick. And turn up the heat and bring it to a boil. Put my cover on and let it come to a boil before putting our fish in. So, in the meantime, while I'm waiting, I'm cutting some chives that we got from our garden. And you can use green onion as well, or regular round onions, whatever you prefer to put over the fish. Just gonna cut as much as I can, just enough for to cover the fish when it's done. Okay, so the water's boiling now and the steam is coming out, so it's time to put the fish in. You have to be careful not to touch the cover because it's super hot. Okay, let's put our fish in. Ooh, a perfect fit. It wouldn't have fit if I had the head on. So I'm gonna cover it up and lower the heat just a bit and let it steam. So it's been a few minutes. Let's check on how the fish is doing. Ooh, you can see the cuts are opening up. And I usually test by trying to lift the meat from the bone. And if it doesn't lift, I'm going to leave it in for just a few more minutes. In the meantime, I have my peanut oil on the side there and heating up to pour over the fish. So we check on it again, and yes, it is done now. Looks good. Let's get it out and plated. Ooh, be careful. Okay, I made it in one piece. So we got it on the plate, and we're going to pour our hot peanut oil over the fish. And I'm not sure you can hear it, but it, it usually crackles when you pour the oil over. And be careful because sometimes it splashes. Okay, that looks good. Just enough oil. And then we're going to put some lemon juice. Didn't have any fresh lemons. So we're going to pour some lemon juice and some shoyu, as much as you like. Can always add more later. And there it is. Looks so ono. Can't wait to try it. Oh, forgot one thing. We forgot the chives. So I put the chives on, and it's a good meal for dinner. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and aloha.